technology in particular with regards to healthcare, there's been a lot of innovation and evolution of technology overall. And within healthcare, as it applies to healthcare, there's been a lot of innovation in the recent years, and you only see this trending upwards. With regards to adoption, though, I think it could have been a much more faster pace than what it has traditionally been for various different reasons, right? One is technology itself is evolving, and this is healthcare, so the impact is high. And the other thing is just sheer resistance to change, right? And this is not specific to healthcare, it can be anywhere. And so these have become some of the factors where we've seen lower adoption than what it could have been in the mega healthcare ecosystem, if you will. However, I think with COVID, it's taught us a lot of things, right? Especially with regards to change management. When there is no other way, the only way to adopt and continue the care continuum, right, would be to leverage technology to continue to do that. And I've seen the industry really jump up to this challenge, and the primary focus being the fact that we got to connect back to the patients, we got to connect back to the patients' families, and at the very least connect back to them and say, hey, we are here to advise you, we're here to kind of look at what the next steps would be and stuff like that. And so I've seen the industry kind of really adopt technology to do that. And following on to that, the remote monitoring and how can we leverage technology to provide as much care as possible, even outside the hospital, right? That's on the healthcare side. And with regards to employees as well, even with regards to clinicians, I think everyone's really become experts now with no training, with no other tools to educate them. They've really stepped up and learned how to kind of adopt these and really leverage these to kind of look at how uninterrupted this can be. Start of the future is just now happening, right? And the three top areas of challenges continue to be affordability, accessibility, and quality of care. Now add to this, look at what's happening around your world, look at the younger generation that's coming up, and the overall focus on health from an individual perspective has really shifted from, oh, I'll go to the hospital when I need care, I'll contact the doctor when there's something wrong with me, to looking at how do I predictively maintain my health, how do I make that my lifestyle change. So there's been a fundamental shift in the lifestyle itself, where people are really looking at how do I proactively and predictively using technology manage my whole lifestyle. So it's more shifting more and more towards wellness. And if there was anything wrong, how do we catch it early on and get the right care? So this is what's happening around us, right? So this is in addition to the three challenges that I mentioned. And add to that, we just talked about how there's continued care that is being provided outside the hospital than inside the hospital. So the care is really going from the patient going to a hospital premise to actually care itself going to the individual. And I don't want to call it a patient because it's beyond even before a person becomes a patient, right? So these are some of the factors around you that kind of tell you where healthcare is headed. And technology is going to be front and center of this to enable any of these things. Technology is going to be front and center, from wearables to, connected devices to predictability through data and insights. Technology is going to be front and center, and we're just now starting to see the start of it. So the future is going to be digitally guided, and it's going to be very individual, personalized, and it'll be self-managed by the individual. And we are going to really, like I talked about, predictive health. We are not there yet, but through use of data and technology, we're going to get to predictive health rather than being reactive, right? So some of the top technology trends that will really disrupt this, I think first, one is cloud, right? Cloud technology. It's really evolving at a pace that is even unimaginable, right? We went from just being on-prem to being private cloud and to public cloud, and public cloud evolution is really changing the game for us with, and you combine that with edge computing and looking at how you really virtualize, that's going to be transformational for healthcare, right? Second is sensors and IoT, right? The sensor devices, we talked about wearables, you talk about sensing technologies. This is going to advance quite a bit, and it's continuing to evolve as we speak. And when you talk about connected devices and Internet over Things, when you have devices talking to each other and then interacting with the human, I think that is going to really get us more towards, health management to wellness and personalized health, right? So that those technologies will play a fundamental role in making that happen. So, just adding on to that, when you have wearables, when you have IoT, speed becomes extremely important. And so, innovations like 5G, which are speed networks, those will be transformational, and mobile, right? Everything is on mobile. I mean, even today, if you look at India, right, there, I don't think I can point a person that doesn't have a mobile device. Yeah, granted that everybody may not have a smart device, but it's only a matter of time, right? So that talks about 5G and mobile, right? With regards to health in particular, and overall tech in general, security is a big deal. And when it comes to health and personalized health, we're talking about a lot of personal data being available out there. So security becomes a very important paradigm, and blockchain technology in that area will become very important and disruptive in making this shift, right? And then the experience, we're talking about technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality, where clinicians are able to actually talk to the patient, and the patient, with the knowledge that is available today, is able to kind of virtually imagine. AR, VR technologies will also, not just from an experience standpoint, but also from a planning standpoint, and looking at really transforming how even surgeries are done, will play a fundamental role in healthcare. And then last but not the least, definitely not the least, we've heard a ton about this, is artificial intelligence. There's going to be a huge amount of data out there. Insights is going to play a big role. So data analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, this whole data analytics area is going to be transformational. So just to kind of sum it up, I think from the standpoint of technologies that will be very disruptive in the healthcare, we talked about cloud. And then we talked about sensors and IoT. And with that comes the pace at which, or the speed of the network, so that care can be accessible across. So we talked about 5G and mobility with regards to mobile phones. And then we talked about security, which is blockchain. And then we talked about data analytics and artificial intelligence. I think these are going to be the primary disruptors from a technology standpoint to get us closer to the shift that we're talking about. There's been a tremendous increase in this in the recent years. From an India perspective standpoint, we've also seen a tremendous change and acceleration in terms of policies and regulations and compliance aspect, right? So the ecosystem is really coming together to accelerate the pace of technology for healthcare, especially in India. Now, some of the advanced, countries, or the developed nations, if you will, have, are much far ahead. But given what is going on right now, and with the entire ecosystem ripening in India, I think India is going to be really positioned to take the lead in the context of the developing world. So I think we are probably not there yet, but I see the ecosystem really evolving. A lot of leadership initiatives, including the leaders in the government and the policy changes, all this is coming together very rapidly. And I see a really bright future for India to be positioned uniquely to lead in the developing world, for sure.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.